Hello, this is Virgil Labrador, Editor-in-Chief of Satellite Markets and Research, and we're here at SATCON 2013 in New York City at the Asia Broadcast Satellite booth with Mohamed Youssif. Mohamed Youssif is the Chief Operating Officer of Asia Broadcast Satellite. It's a Hong Kong-based satellite operator, and he just recently joined ABS in June. Welcome to this videocast, Mohamed.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Yeah. So Mohamed has about 30 years experience in the industry for various companies. How's the first 5 months of your, taking over the position, COO position at ABS been so far?
Very challenging, I must say. ABS is one of the fastest growing satellite operators in the world now, and that definitely is a challenge. We have 5 satellites in orbit. We have 3 on order. We're configuring more. So it's very exciting to be with ABS at this time of of its real life.
Right.
ABS is a company that, even though it's actually Bermuda company, it's just, we're not a Hong Kong company.
Right.
We're actually a Bermuda company. We just have an office in Hong Kong.
Right.
Among many other offices all over the world. We pretty much have coverage all over the world. So we're now transitioning from being a regional operator to become a global operator.
Right, right.
So it's a very exciting time to use ABS now.
Yeah, and SATCON is basically a North American, maybe America's type of show. So tell us why you're here. I know it's kind of deceiving, as you said, that you're called Asia Broadcast Satellite, but I know that most of your revenues probably come from outside of Asia, and also your coverage extends way, way beyond that. So,
correct.
What is your purpose for being here in SATCON?
Well, the U.S. is a very important market for us, and it's not necessarily because we have coverage over the U.S. We have coverage all over the world, where many government agencies and American companies acquire capacity from us on that on our satellites. So I would say about 50% of our revenue come from North America. So definitely we have to be here. We meet with a lot of customers in that event, and we'd like to grow our business in North America.
Right.
So definitely it's very important for us.
Now you contracted 2 electric propulsion satellites from Boeing, right? Which will be coming out around 2015.
Right.
First one,
the first one.
Will that have coverage in the Americas?
Well, it's very interesting. It's one of the very first satellites. ABS is always very known for its aggressiveness and being entrepreneurial thinking. We went with the all-electric propulsion because of the saving that it produces, and we definitely pass that to our customers. That's why we're very aggressive when it comes to pricing. Right. The new satellite that will be coming, we called it ABS 3A. Okay. It will be located at 3 West, 3 degrees west. That satellite will take over from an older satellite that does exist now, which is called ABS 3. It's an inclined orbit now. It has coverage over Africa and South America. But the new satellite is very interesting because personally it's my favorite satellite. And the satellite will have coverage over Europe, Middle East, Africa, and South America in both C and KU. So we're very excited about that satellite. We actually started selling capacity, and we have customers committed on that satellite already. Right. So it shows that we are really committed to South America, and we hired a very expert VP in South America, and he's now in the process of setting up office in South America and doing the necessary marketing for that satellite. Right. So we're very committed to North and South America. Right.
Now let's talk about your upcoming launch. You have one coming up in the first quarter of 2014, right? Talk about ABS 2.
Correct. ABS 2 is very interesting satellite. It's a very big satellite. It has the equivalent of 36 meg transponders. That's quite big, and it's considered one of the biggest satellites that space system Loral ever made. So that satellite is scheduled to launch end of January, and will give us coverage pretty much over Africa, Europe, Russia, Asia, NC, and KU. It also has a KA band spot beam, but not the typical small spot beam that when you mention KA, it comes to mind. We have different views on the KA. We haven't seen yet a successful spot beam KA with its typical configuration where you have a smaller spots and gateways. Our KA beam has a very good coverage over the Middle East, and it's a wide beam. Each has 6 transponders. Each one has about 435 megahertz, so can put a lot of throughput into that. But it's an exciting satellite for us, and we waiting patiently for the launch of that satellite.
So with the KA band, will they cover just the Middle East or the other? You mentioned Russia and other.
No, the KA is only covering the Middle East. Yes, but Russia is being covered by KU. Europe is being covered by KU. Asia by KU, and then we have also Africa in C-band.
Now, as you said, you have a unique differentiator with the wide beam KA as opposed to the current ones that are already in the Middle East, right? So how do you see that market? There are a lot of other players who already have KA there or are planning KA systems in that market, right?
True, but they're not playing it the same way we have KA. We basically many of our customers who saw that capacity, they liked it. The challenge is the availability of KA equipment, but that will change. And when that happens, we will have a very good coverage over that part of the world. We have a lot of interest on that beam, and we hope that we should be able to sell that beam once the satellite is up and running.
Well, finally, Mohamed, you've been on the job now 5 months. How do you see the ABS moving forward in the next year or so?
You know what? My biggest problem is trying to catch up with everything's happening at ABS. There are too many moving parts. There's so many things going on, exciting, and I'm very excited to be part of this very important team. The company is entrepreneurial, started by an entrepreneur, Tom Choi, who really the founder of the company, and we're different. We like to create our own opportunities rather than respond to opportunity. So our unique way of doing business is what made ABS one of the fastest growing satellite operators, because we don't just go buy satellites and launch it. We have a unique way. What we do is we acquire assets already in the space. We use that, pass the saving to the customers, create a customer base, and then launch a new and a bigger satellites to grow that customer base. So that worked for us, and that's why we're doing that. We're repeating that, and we'll continue to repeat that in the future.
Well, thank you very much, Mohamed.
Thank you for being here.
And for all the news and information on the global satellite industry, you always have Satellite Markets and Research at www.satellitemarkets.com. Thank you.